So today's video is going to be a little depressing, right? Oh yeah, it is. I'm going to be talking about the time that I legitimately thought about quitting RuneScape. Actually legitimately thought about quitting RuneScape, never playing this game again. And I want every single person that is watching this video to think about, was there a time period of this game where you almost quit because something happened, where an update came out that you did not agree with? Maybe multiple updates came out and you said, you want to know what? This game is not like the game I remember. Maybe something happened with like a group of friends. Maybe all your friends stopped playing this game and you're like, you want to know what? I kind of really want to go to a different game. So take a minute to really think about that for a second. I got to sip on some water here because my throat is gonna go bye-bye. Terrible allergy season I have right now going for me. Happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully y'all are doing great. Welcome if you are new. I put out videos on this YouTube channel Monday through Saturday. And today's video is dedicated from one of you all wanted me to talk about, was there a time period of when I ever thought about quitting RuneScape as a whole? Definitely talk about it, share why I actually almost thought about quitting RuneScape. It's a very depressing thing to really think about because I love RuneScape. It's my favorite game to play. And thinking about past bad memories, man, it's a little depressing. It definitely is, right? Okay, so straight off the bat, I've been playing RuneScape since, ironically, my birthday. June 25th, 2005 is when I made my RuneScape account. I'm talking before osrs on RuneScape 2 days. I actually found that out fairly recently. My main account, my RuneScape 3 account, hence my main account, Nightmare RH on osrs 2. But yeah, 21 years old, absolutely mind blown. Been making YouTube videos since May 2008. And I actually thought about quitting RuneScape well before, like, making videos. Pretty much long story in a nutshell. I started playing RuneScape when I was in high school with a group of friends, and my group of friends ended up stopped playing RuneScape, but I just fell in love with the game, and I'm like, hey, okay, well, you guys want to play, Xbox Live? Yeah, I'll go and play Xbox Live with you. Literally, as I'm playing Xbox Live in my living room, I'm also on my my old desktop, friggin' smithing some cannonballs back in 2006, 5 and 6. So, I mean, yeah, sure, I'll play some Xbox Live with you, but I'm also going to be playing RuneScape at the same time, right? So, the thing about it is that when my friends ended up quitting the game, I hear this a lot from people. I ended up stop playing RuneScape because all my friends ended up stop playing RuneScape too. For me personally, I don't really know if it's because I'm an only child. I have actually been told this before, but I can actually do a lot of things in life pretty much by myself. And I don't mean to say this, in a disrespectful way. There are people out there that would prefer to do things in like a group environment. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Me personally, I've just been kind of a lone penguin in a way. I'm not really a fan of like a lone wolf, so to speak. I'd rather be a lone penguin, pretty much, right? Let's go ahead and call me a penguin. So, by my friends quitting RuneScape that got me into the game, that did not deter me. So, moving forward, I graduated high school 2007, joined the United States Marine Corps U.S. military, went to boot camp, went to my MOS school. And back in 2007, obviously, there was no mobile gaming. I mean, if you're fresh out of high school today, I don't know what boot camp is like anymore. But, obviously, you have OSRS mobile, you have RS3 mobile, you have laptops. Back in 2007, you didn't have access to any of that stuff. So, legitimately, from May 2007 all the way up until about April 2008, I did not play RuneScape. Yeah, I was very busy with military obligations, like I said, boot camp, MOS school, going to my new unit, pretty much doing a lot of training as well too. So yeah, I didn't log on to RuneScape until legitimately April of 2008. And when I logged on, I saw that there was a trade limit. So if you're unfamiliar with this, oh, this is going to be a blast from the past. So Jagex installed a trade limit back in December of 2007 to counter real-world traders and also people that very much wanted to buy, like, RuneScape Gold. And Jagex thought it was going to stop real-world trading. It really did not necessarily do that per se. I mean, real-world trading even goes on today. Obviously, it's a very smaller level. You can just buy bonds, if anything. So bonds have definitely taken away people from, illegally buying, pretty much like GP. I have bought bonds to pretty much do as, like, giveaways. I did a 99 sailing drop party. I ended up buying a couple $100 worth of bonds. We pretty much had a gigantic drop party for my 99. So I'd rather spend a couple $100 on bonds to, you know, pretty much have for, like, drop parties rather than, you know, illegally, you know, because a couple $100 buying GP illegally, I could have bought a lot more GP, but I'd rather do it legally and also support Jagex rather than support pretty much real-world traders in a way, right? So what the trade limit did was, one, it made all items pretty much get kicked in the nuts. Oh, yes. And one of the interesting things that I ended up doing before I left for boot camp in 2007 was I was debating on buying a Dragon Full Helm because I had the cash. I was a money-making machine back in 2006 and 7. I ended up making about like 120-ish like million GP. Back in 2006, 120 mil, that would be the equivalent of like a couple bill in OSRS like this current day. It was a lot harder to make GP back in 2006 of RuneScape, and I wanted to buy something nice for myself to show off on my RuneScape character, and I was debating between a Dragon Full Helm, which was 45 mil, or a Red Halloween Mask. Well, a Red Halloween Mask was 45 mil, and I ended up going with the rare item. Now, obviously, a Red Halloween Mask on RuneScape 3, I believe it's like, actually, hold on one second. Let me go ahead and see. A RuneScape Red Halloween Mask on RuneScape 3. A Red Halloween Mask is, obviously, I made the right decision. Red Halloween Mask on RuneScape 3 is 5.1 bill, baby. 5.1 bill. And then if we go ahead and look at RuneScape Dragon Full Helm, how much is a RuneScape Dragon Full Helm on RuneScape 3? Well, a Dragon Full Helm on RuneScape 3 is 1.2 mil. Yeah, we obviously made the right choice, right? Okay, so when I got back on 2008, April, I almost had a nervous breakdown. My Red Halloween Mask went from 45 mil to 10 million GP. Ah! And that's also one of the reasons why I started making YouTube videos, because I wanted to really rant and rave about losing money because of the trade limit, right? I legitimately almost like quit playing RuneScape. And if I had quit playing RuneScape, I would have never made RuneScape videos and you would not be watching me right now. So think about that. Pretty crazy, right? 2009 was the first time that I actually went overseas, and I already knew that I was gonna be doing that in 2008. So April of 2008, I legitimately thought, I'm like, man, I'm about 1 year in the military right now, and it's like I got so much obligations. I have a lot of stuff going on. Maybe I should just, say, goodbye to RuneScape. Obviously, I'm tremendously happy I did not do that. But yeah, the trade limit almost made me quit this game. It's a little shocking when you really think about it. So, there have been updates on this game where people have quit. Evolution of Combat, prime example. Yeah, there have been people that have never ever came back because of Evolution of Combat. There have been people because of OSRS very much moving into a very high level kind of like bossing like area now. There's obviously a lot of bosses on OSRS that was not around many years ago, but that's you know, we can go ahead and debate saying, hey, OSRS is progressing where RuneScape 2 left off, if you really think about it, right? There are people that do not like that. There are people that are unhappy with the way that raids are going or everything. But people leave this game forever for any which way. Now, I will say this, though. If I had left 2008 of RuneScape, do you think I would have returned? I honestly don't know. And the reason being is because the 11 months that I was off RuneScape, I really wasn't thinking about playing RuneScape because obviously, like I said, I legitimately just graduated high school, went into the military. That's the equivalent of like, hey, you know, you graduate high school, you are pretty much starting your undergrad like at a university, at a college. Maybe you're having a part-time job. Like the last thing probably on your radar that you're thinking about is maybe RuneScape. I could be wrong though. Could really be dead wrong, right? Not to mention, like I said, 2007 is very different than current day. Obviously, the accessibility to play RuneScape is very different than what it was many years ago. But that was one time in my life where I pretty much said, hey, I almost left this game. So let me know down below in some comments if there was one time period that you ended up thinking about leaving the game, or maybe you did leave the game, then you came back. I just think about April 2008, and I was pissed. I really was. I'm like, I don't get it. You know, why did my red Halloween mask crash? You know, it just, you know, it's crazy. And the reason why rare items crash is because they were looked at as being useless in a way. Obviously, they're not really that useless, right? They're rare items, baby. But they were very much looked at being useless more than anything. All right, everyone. I love you guys very much. I'm going to wrap up today's video with saying stay motivated on this game. Don't let things deter you. Keep focused. I'm grinding, rune crafting. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So stay motivated, everyone. Later.